Alright, boys and girls, so you should be at this step by today. You should have had all of your contours of your landscape drawn, and you should have at least 10 different shapes created, 10 different sections. You need to make sure all your lines are nice and smooth. It's just one even line all the way over everything. And one way you can check that is by clicking in the photo layer. So you can see my photo layer is highlighted in blue. And I'm going to hit that little eyeball in the top left corner of my photo layer on the right hand side. So I'm going to click on that little eyeball, and you can see now there's a slash through the eyeball in the photo layer. Now I need to click back into my drawing layer. It's really important that you only draw in the drawing layer, that you do not draw in the photo layer. I do have a few areas that need to be fixed. So you can zoom in on all of your lines and use your eraser to correct areas. So those two areas definitely needed to be corrected. And make sure that your technical pen is a size 2. You can use whatever colors you want. And I should be using predictive stroke to draw, but at this time I think I'm going to click out of predictive stroke to correct my lines. So I'm just going to make sure all my lines look nice and smooth. So down here you can see I have some mistakes. I'm going to erase those. Go back to your technical pen and make sure all of your shapes are filled in and your lines look nice and smooth. So here I have another mistake. I'm going to erase that. Go back to my technical pen and finish that line. So I need you to zoom in on every place. So right here, here's another mistake. I need to erase that and make it look as good as I possibly can. So I'm going to be grading whether or not you have smooth, even lines. So you shouldn't have lines that look like this. They should all be one thickness, that size 2. And then all your shapes should be connected. So right there you could see that my shape wasn't connected and all my lines are going off the page. That needs to happen before you start filling in shapes. So right here, this would cause a problem. So I'm checking all of my lines. Right there is a mistake. Got quite a few mistakes. So you need to zoom in, draw your lines really carefully, and if you don't like it, hit the undo button. But you need to make sure that you have everything done correctly before you start filling in. So you see here I have a mistake, my shape is not closed. I need to go in and close that. So take about 5 to 10 minutes before you start adding your colors in the spaces to make sure all of your lines and shapes are correct. So at this point, I think all my shapes are closed. My lines look good. They're all size 0.2. I don't have any extra lines that I don't need. Now I'm going to use the fill tool, and I'm just going to use solid fill. You could use linear or radial, whatever you would like, really. So I am just simply going to use my Copic colors. You could use the color wheel. I'm going to use Copic. And I am just going to use a variety of colors. So maybe I'll start with a lighter blue in the sky. And then I'm going to keep getting darker. So I'm going to use a variety of blues in my sky. And if you ever need to look at your photo, go ahead and look at your photo and then make sure that you are always drawing in that drawing layer. Now I'm going to switch to more of a blue-green. While you're filling in colors, if you notice that you have a line that's not connected and it fills up 2 spaces instead of just 1, then you need to hit the back arrow and correct your line before you go any further. So I'm just going to do a lot of cool colors here and fill in my shapes with cool colors. So at this point, all I have left to do is the road, and I want to go back and get a color that I need to do something really quick. So I'm going to hit that bottom button, and I'm going to use the color picker, and I'm just going to zoom in on the color that I wanted, and now it's in my tool, and I can go ahead and use it. At this point, I just need a color for my road, and I'm going to use a gray. And you can see I accidentally touched a line instead of inside of a shape, so it colored all of my lines gray. So I just hit the undo button, so I need to zoom in for this part because they're tiny shapes. So I'm going to try to do that again. So you see I just hit a line instead of inside the shape, so I hit the undo button. At this point I am finished with my landscape, and I'm going to hit the top left button. I'm going to save this to my gallery, save current sketch. And then I'm going to click on it again, and I'm going to hit that top left button. I'm going to hit share because I want this saved to my iPad. So I'm going to save image to my iPad. If you like to save it to your Google Drive, you can do that because you can access it from any device at any time. So that's kind of nice as well. So I'm going to go ahead and save it to my drive, and I'm going to touch my name, my email there. I'm going to change the title so that way I can find it easily. And then I'm going to select a folder at the bottom, and then I'm going to select my drive and save here and upload. And now I have this on my iPad and in my drive. And that is all.